Iba from Gradberry.
All right, glad to be here. Okay, so Assalamu alaikum wa marhaban bikum ila Harvard Arab Weekend. My name is Iba Masood. I am the co-founder and CEO of Gradberry.com, where our mission is to close the skills gap for young, motivated talent and help them get hired faster with great employers. So let's start off with, did you know that the Middle East has the highest youth unemployment rate in the world at 26%? That means that over 30 million grads are going to be unemployed next year. And I was one of them. On the flip side, employers are finding that over 50% of their positions are going unfilled. That means that 21 million vacancies will be available, especially in tech. And let me tell you this, my co-founder Sayed and I, we experienced this firsthand. So I was an analyst at GE, and he was doing his postgrad in engineering. And what happened was we were observing both sides of the equation, as unemployed graduates and then as employers. And what we noticed was that currently existing platforms were unable to bridge this gap between college to career. And so we decided to do something about it, and we built Gradberry.com, a technological solution, a web platform that allows students and graduates to identify in-demand skills from employers. That's step one. And once they identify these in-demand skills that are based on employer requirements, they're then, so here you can see that in Boston right now, the #1 top trending skill is Google Webmaster. That's one of the skills that most employers are requesting. Once they view these top trending skills, next, they're then able to complete online courses. And these online courses then directly relate to the jobs and the employer requirements that we have on the platform. So this is a Google Webmaster course, and they're able to learn SEO and SEM. Once they complete this course, they're then able to unlock badges and achievements and basically qualify for job opportunities. So here, Ahmed and Michelle have completed courses in Excel forecasting and Salesforce as a CRM tool, and now they're better able to qualify for the position of e-sales manager on our platform. So we started out of the Middle East initially, and what happened was we won funding from MIT, got into the Mass Challenge Accelerator in Boston, and we realized that this problem is not isolated to the Middle East alone. The World Economic Forum has stated that the #1 issue behind global youth unemployment is a skills gap. Conventional education is no longer tailored to employer requirements. So I can tell all of you today that we are not an idea. We are up and running, and we are currently making revenue from employers. It's a SaaS-based model, so it's $30 a month for employers, and we're currently testing with students as well. We're going to charge them $5 a month for affordable education and access to employment opportunities. As of the last 4 months that we've been out in Boston, we are now at 42,000 users worldwide that are using the platform from 650 universities globally. So even though we started from the Middle East, we know that we are a global solution. Also, what's really exciting is that we have 1,500 employers on the platform, and we are revenue generating. As of the last 4 months, our revenue run rate is now at $100,000. And next up, what's even more interesting is that we've seen that our course completion rate is at 90%. The average completion rate for MOOCs, massive open online courses, is at 4%. There are other statistics I can share with you after the presentation. And our pilot customers have included the likes of Google, IBM, PwC. They are using the platform to hire graduates in the US, in the Middle East, and abroad as well. And in terms of our competition, specifically in the US, what's interesting is that majority of the platforms are either focused on the courses end or on the jobs end, and our algorithms are uniquely positioned to allow that convergence between courses and jobs. Our intellectual property, in terms of that, we are now applying for patents, and they should be closed in the next few months. Then in terms of the team, so I was previously at McKinsey and then at GE, and my co-founder is an ex-entrepreneur as well. He started multiple companies. He has multiple postgrad engineering degrees, and Farhan is currently our community manager. He, right there, represent. And he is at the Harvard School of Education currently doing his postgrad. And we have a team of mobile developers and web developers. We are actually now going native native mobile because we want to make sure that we have continuous user engagement. And because of the in-app notifications, the users will be continuously reminded to keep upgrading their skills, continue unlocking badges, and apply to jobs. In terms of our stellar group of advisors, we have over 150 years of work experience in ed tech and in enterprise software. We have the founder of Acquia on our advisory board. Majority of our advisors have sold companies, and they've also had previous IPOs. I'm done. Thank you. Woo! Yeah, thank you.
So I don't know if you have that up there, but maybe you can tell us about how many of your students who have completed the courses successfully actually got jobs.
Sure, so it's been 1,000 so far.
1,000? What's the percent of students who took courses and those who took them and got jobs?
Oh, sure. So roughly the total registered number of users are 42,000. The number of students that have taken and completed courses are at roughly 2,500 because we haven't rolled it out to all the users as of yet. We're rolling it out on a monthly basis. So out of those, roughly about, I believe it was out of those, from the 42,000, we've had about 2,200 that have completed all of the courses, and out of them, 1,000 have gotten jobs.
Okay, and what's your unit economics? I mean, this is SaaS, so tell us about your cost of acquisition, LTV. Do you have any churn? Have you seen any churn?
Yes. Great. Thanks for that question. So your first question was about our customer acquisition cost. So the CAC for the employers is at roughly about $1 per employer, and then for the students is at about 50 cents. Yes, and that's because what we've done is that in terms of the acquisition for the 1,500 employers that we have so far, we have not done any Google AdWords or SEM or PPC. They've really been coming onto our platform organically because once you sign the top employers, a lot of the startups and SMEs start using the platform. So a lot of it has been through word of mouth. So we've been able to keep the CAC low. And then the LTV for our students, we're seeing that majority of the students are staying on for at least a year and a half on the platform. So they start with their third year, they continue into their senior year. However, we're also seeing them continue using the platform even after they've been employed. So they actually recommend it to their employers, and they keep being upskilled on the platform. Then for the LTV for employers is right now, since we've signed on any employers, we haven't lost anyone, so our churn has been roughly at 0 because they've been continuously purchasing month to month. And yeah, those are our unit economics.
Question: have you considered licensing, or are you exclusively planning to, make your money via subscriptions?
Thank you. So basically, what we're seeing is that we've had several licensing requests. I mean, Chegg, the largest student marketplace in the world, they contacted us and they were looking at licensing a lot of the course content. Instead, we negotiated a marketing partnership which would allow them to bring their 8 million students through our platform to upskill through our courses. Why would we license our software? Because we've got that intellectual property, so we'd rather that that we just enter into marketing partnerships.
The content. Who generates the content and who approved it? And Google would come in and say, yeah, that course that you have provided will qualify the people to work for me, or how does it work?
Thank you, Anas. Great question. So the course content, initially we actually created the course content in conjunction with other professors, but we realized that's not a scalable model. So now what we do is we have identified top course institutions such as Wiley, Pearson, McGraw-Hill. They actually approached us and they said, how about we license a lot of the course content that we already have to your platform? So what we did was we built out a knowledge roadmap that identifies over the next 6 to 8 months what are the specific skills that employers are looking for, and what we've done is that we've basically connected those to the courses that Wiley already has. So this is an exclusive partnership. It'll bring about 300 of their courses on our platform, and they'll be very specific skills-based courses. So for example, forecasting in Excel, specific kinds of content management in WordPress, so very, very in-demand skills that employers are already looking for. Google, what they've done is, so for example, for the AdWords course, it's usually taught by somebody who's already certified in Google AdWords, or that course is already being taught by Google to their employees. And they're looking to have new hires or potential hires take these courses. So that's why companies like Google and IBM have endorsed the courses as well.
So that's an expense for you. You mentioned $30 per employer, $5. That's very low. How many subscriptions do you need in order to be profitable?
So what we do is we enter into revenue share agreements with our content partners. We have not spent a single dollar on content, because what we do is that if we make money, they make money. So what we're doing is that it's roughly a 30-70 share. We take 70% of the revenue and they're taking 30%, because their courseware is just lying around. It's not being utilized by the user. So what we do is that we always try and enter into agreements which allow for revenue sharing, really. Hope that answers your question. Drop mic. Thank you.